So last time we start whetting your appetite. So the next section we are going to look at is tool, and we are going to see using the Python interpreter. How do you use the Python interpreter? So invoking the interpreter. The Python interpreter is usually installed at this location. So this is where the Python interpreter is usually installed on Linux, specifically Kotlin Linux, because it's an operating system that I've been using for over 10 years. So it's installed in Linux. So also in Tamax, actually, you can try to check where the Python interpreter is installed. But I think it should be something similar. Let's see cd hash. Let me see. We have the user. It was saying user bean. So this is where all the binaries are installed in Tamax. So this is where all the binaries are. So the Python interpreter is right here for Tamax. So this is where it is. So this is everything to do with Python, starting from the PyDoc 3. So this is all Python. So Python 3.111. This interpreter. This is what. Okay, to invoke the interpreter, you either have to use this or this or this. So that is it. So we'll go back to, let me clear this and go back to home. So cd. Okay. So the Python so in your Unix shell, such path makes it possible to start it by typing the command. So if I type this command, I'm going to start the Python interpreter. So Python 3, don't put a space, you just continue Python 3.11. So that started my interpreter. It shows that this Python version was compiled at this date, at this time, using this version of C compiler. The compiler is called Clang. So using the version of the C compiler. And other details. So this is the Python interpreter. So we have started the Python interpreter. To close it, you have to say Ctrl D, and that is it. It is closed. So to open it, remember you type Python 3.11. So that's it. So the next step, since the choice of the directory where the interpreter lives is an installation option, other places are possible. Check your Python guru or system administrator. So depending on the operating system you are working on, like for example in Android, specifically using Tamax, I showed you where my Python distribution is located. For Windows, it's definitely a different story. For Linux, it could be this or any other location. You just have to watch a video on how to install Python on your operating system. So on Windows machines where you have installed Python from the Microsoft Store, the Python 3.11 command will be available. If you have py.exe, X means executable launcher installed, you can use the py command. So you can use the py command to set the environment variable. So sorry, you can use the py command if you already set it as an environment variable. Like for me, for example, my system, I have already set up that. So let me just close this. So if I do py, I still set the Python interpreter. And to show you where specifically I'm using bash, so my bash dot my dot bash rc, it is where I store these aliases. So I call them aliases. So this is specifically where I store mine. So if you look, this is Python, but it could have been Python from 0.311, but it's the same. So let me just quit. So okay, I think I've shown you how to invoke the Python interpreter. Next, how do you use the Python interpreter? So let's look at how to use the Python interpreter. So in the Python interpreter, we have these symbols, this one and this one. So in the interactive mode, when the commands are read from the TTY, so the interpreter is said to be in interactive mode. So in this mode, the prompts from the next command with the primary prompt, usually 3 greater than signs. For your continuation lines, it prompts with a secondary prompt, by default 3 dots. Just to show you what they mean. So I'm going to go back to the Python interpreter. So this is these 3 greater than signs. They are showing that I can type anything. For example, I can say print, or even non-printing. I can just say 1 plus 1. Oh, sorry, 2 plus 2 plus 2. So if I run that, it's giving me 4. So it is still saying continue. So this is another command. This is a different command. So this, sorry, yeah. So those are different commands. This is what that means. Then for these 3 dots, it's all about continuation. So the continuation lines are needed when entering multi-line construct. As an example, take a look at this if statement. So in programming, we have what we call if statements. So for this code, I would like to, should I even just copy it? Let me see. Yeah, I will just copy this, but maybe it is not. I'm not going to copy it. I will just type it in, because it is almost so. Let me just put is true. So it's true. So okay, this is meaningless because this true equals to true. Then it is so meaningless. Maybe something like is raining. Maybe something like that. So when I press enter, it is asking me for another command. So if is what? If is raining. So if it's raining, you indent that, and then say print something like I've forgotten the quote. So you either use a single quote or a double quote. I'll explain this in detail later. So let's copy this, print hey, 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 it's raining outside. So close that and run it. So it is asking us to continue, but if we don't have anything else to continue with, you press enter and boom, that is your program. It's running. So that's your command. It's running. So it's saying if is raining is true, then print this message. So for the last section, we are going to look at the interpreter and its environment. So the source code, another environment. I think, yeah, it's only the source code encoding. So we have different types of encoding, as you know, from computer science. We have UTF-8. We have CP1252. That's something that is used. That is something used in Windows. So to specify the encoding of your file, of your Python file, of your Python code file, you use this and you put it at the beginning of the file. So if you put this at the beginning of the file, the interpreter will know that this is the type of encoding used in this Python file, and it will deal with it in a specific way. So you have to actually, there is also this exception that if the first line is a shebang, a Unix shebang, this Unix shebang simply tells us where the Python interpreter is installed, or the interpreter that is going to be used in compiling this Python source code. So specifically where it's installed. So this is showing us that the Python command that will run this. So if you create your Python file and you make it an executable with this line, you don't need to prefix it with Python. For example, as I have been doing, like Python main.py. No, you simply run that Python program as it is. So this is what I'm talking about. Let me just copy this. And I will simply exit this. So if I go back to my vim.py, so now if I paste that, but you see that this is line number 1. So this shebang is line number 1. So if I do something like print hello world, so, and I save and I quit. So if I choose to make this an executable, oh sorry. So if I make that an executable with chmod plus x main.py, so, and now if I run this as main, something like main.py, it should print my hello world. So there is an indentation error, but if I were to fix that, everything should work. So let's go back you have, actually Python is very sensitive to indexes. So after that, if I quit and save, if I save and quit and run, I think we should be okay. So see, I didn't use this that Python main.py. Simply, also it is the same, but remember I have my shebang at the beginning. So with this shebang, it is already telling that the shell that this file is a Python file. It contains the Python code. So simply execute it in the Python interpreter, and simply that's what it does. Thank you for watching, and in the next tutorial I'm going to be taking you through the next section.